Dr. Doug Meckes, thank you for joining us on North Carolina Now.
Yes, glad to be here.
You are the state veterinarian, and you are here to talk to us about the avian flu that is headed our way. The U.S. Department of Agriculture released a report on Monday that avian flu has devastated farms in 21 states in the Midwest. And the concern here in North Carolina is that this virus is carried by migratory fowl, which will head this way in the fall. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. Since the introduction of this virus into the Northwest last December and early January, we have tracked its movement across the country through the migratory bird flyways. It started on the Pacific coast and the Pacific Flyway, and then in January and February moved into the Midwest in the Mississippi and Central Flyway. There was a brief period during which we thought the virus was under control, but in March it sprang into full action, and we had a number of farms outbreak simultaneously over a single weekend, and we moved from 28 farms that were infected to over 45 in a period of 3 days.
And this is being spread through machinery?
Well, the initial introduction was through these migratory birds. Subsequently, we believe that there's still a lot that's unknown about the virus, but subsequently, we believe that the virus moved from with people. The virus did, in fact, move with machinery that was taken in and out of poultry houses, and now there's even evidence that the virus has moved through the winds on dust particles and a variety of different materials that could be transported by the wind.
Now, just how likely is it that avian flu will hit North Carolina this fall?
We just left a meeting 2 weeks ago with our southern colleagues, the state veterinarians from the Southeast primarily. Southeast is a huge poultry center for production throughout the country. My colleagues believe that the virus will be introduced here this fall through the return of migratory birds from the north headed south.
Now, there are two types of avian flu. There's the low pathogenic and the high pathogenic. And we're talking about the high pathogenic. Is that correct?
That's correct, the highly pathogenic avian influenza.
So lots of folks want to know, is it safe to eat poultry? Are humans at risk?
There have been no cases associated with humans and this virus. And absolutely poultry products, eggs, whatever you might find in the grocery stores on the shelves are perfectly safe to consume on an ongoing basis.
In fact, I read that hens that have the high pathogenic influenza virus, one of the first symptoms is that they're not able to lay eggs.
Yes, the egg production drops precipitously. Yes.
North Carolina is one of 13 states that has decided to suspend sales and showing of poultry. Can you elaborate? Through January of next year?
Yes, that's correct. Historically, the fall showing season for poultry, particularly our state fairs, the Raleigh State Fair, the Mountain State Fair, and then a significant number of county fairs have poultry shows for youth and for adults as well. We perceive that to be a threat for the movement of virus, especially as the migratory birds begin to make their way south. And in consultation with industry, with our partners at North Carolina State University, with Extension, and of course the Commissioner of Agriculture, we made a decision to ban poultry shows and sales from August 15th through January 15th of 2016. We believe that bringing people and poultry together under any circumstances in the face of this potential introduction of the virus is not a wise idea.
And what does that mean in terms of the economic impact to agriculture here in North Carolina?
Well, the poultry industry is an $18 billion a year industry in North Carolina. We have egg production, we produce broilers, we raise turkeys. So in the large scheme of things, the smaller shows and sales will be relatively inconsequential to the major commercial industry. Of course, if you're a young person who planned on showing or exhibiting a turkey or a broiler at the fairs this fall. It will have a significant impact for you, and our hearts are broken that our youth will not be able to participate in these shows, but we want to do everything we can to protect the industry and to make certain that we continue to produce poultry at the levels we've done so in the past few years.
Absolutely. Now, what precautions can folks here in North Carolina take to be prepared for this avian flu?
Well, on a day-to-day basis, most of the people of North Carolina won't come into contact with a poultry farm. I will say that biosecurity at all of the operations that exist around the state have been enhanced significantly, and you would not, under ordinary circumstances, have access to any of these farms. But additionally, the shows that we've canceled, there are going to be opportunities for people to purchase poultry on an individual basis from backyard breeders, and so we would recommend that you quarantine any new birds that come to your farm for a period of 2 weeks prior to introduction with your existing flock.
And for more of some of these helpful suggestions and safety precautions, where can our viewers go to get this information?
If you go to the North Carolina Department of Agriculture website, there's an entire location dedicated to the current outbreak of avian influenza. It has information about the impact on poultry. There's recommendations and guidance from Center for Disease Control about cleaning poultry and disease prevention.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Dr. Meckes, for joining us and sharing this important information with our viewers.
You bet. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here today.